Yeah, this is the T-fal frying pan. I got it at Walmart for like $14 and change. Um, that was before taxes. Anyway, I'm doing a video on it because I really, honestly like this pan. I've been cooking on it now for about a week. Hush up. My dog wants to play. But anyway, I've been cooking on it for about a week now, and I like it, honestly. I'm a lover of cast iron and steel, carbon steel, high carbon steel pans, but boy, this thing's really nice. My bacon cooks really well, which I find that I always found that cast iron cooks better than anything. Hey, hush up. I was always a fan of because of the way it cooks. But this thing seems to cook just as good as my high carbon steel pan. So I'm a little bit surprised about that. But anyway, I just wanted to post this video because how nice a job it did. Bacon, even though it cooks really well on my high carbon steel, I'll show you one of those. This is a high carbon steel. It's a Lodge, but it's a steel. It's not a cast iron. And I did a review on those. I really did like them. Really do. Still do. But as far as release goes, bacon, because of the salt that's in bacon, would have a tendency to make it stick on a steel pan. But on this T-fal, it doesn't stick at all. I was really shocked. One of the things too that I noticed, and I know a lot of people like to cook eggs and show you how non-stick it is by cooking eggs without oil or butter. Personally, I would never cook an egg that way for myself. So to me, it's why bother? As long as it's not sticking, that's the main thing. So I would never, cook it that way because it just doesn't taste as good. But what I did notice on this was that when you season it, that's putting a little bit of oil in it, heating it up, and you only need to keep it at medium. You don't need anything above that. It cooks really well on medium. Oh, here, I'll put this lid over top too. And I'm not even afraid to put that in. I've been putting it in. Of course, I'll do it gingerly. I'm not just going to throw it in. But it doesn't seem to hurt the pan. So I'm really happy about that. And I use metal spatula. I don't use plastic. And I have had no problems. Again, I'm careful with it. I don't try to push it around like a steel pan. But nonetheless, the thing's been doing really, really awesome. And when I'm done cooking, I don't wash it out in the sink. I take paper towels and I wipe all the grease out, kind of like what you would do on a cast iron pan. You never really wash them. You just wipe them out and hang them up and they stay nice and non-stick. So I'm doing the same thing with this, and it too is doing the same thing, only it's way more non-stick than any cast iron or steel pans that I've ever had. And I got this pour type ladle thing on the pans. Like I said, it was only $14 and change in Walmart. And this is a 25-inch pan. I was going to originally get the granite stone because I saw some really good reviews on it. But they didn't have a granite stone in the size I wanted, so I went for a T-fal, and I have not regretted it. It's really been great. When I first cooked bacon in it, I was like, wow. Everything just slid away. Just didn't stick at all. Nothing. So I was really happy about that. And matter of fact, I gotta flip these now anyway. So I just wanted to, you can see it just doesn't stick. And matter of fact, in some ways it's kind of tough to pick this stuff up because it slides so stinking easily. I find it's just kind of almost hard to get a hold of it because it wants to slide all over the place. But that's not a bad thing. I'm okay with that. Ferdinand, be quiet. And there we go. But you can see there's nothing sticking on this. And it's cooking up really nice and browning. And normally I have a tendency to cook medium high, sometimes high as long as I'm watching over it. But this is just medium. And the whole pan definitely seems to heat pretty well, evenly. So anyway, I just wanted to do this, and I'll come back when I'm cooking an egg. But you could see how easily the bacon slid. I mean, it just moves around. It doesn't stick at all. So when I start an egg, I'll come back again. Okay, now I'm back cooking the eggs. I wiped out the bacon grease with paper towel, and then I put a little bit of butter in because I like the flavor of butter. And the bacon looks really good. I got no problem with that. Looks great. Anyway, and you can see how this egg laid. Oh, that one laid that way because it's my fault. But it lays right where you put it. You know, but look at that. I'm just shaking it now. Not really ready because it's the test for shaking because it's still a little snotty there. So when they're snotty, yeah, it just doesn't. You don't want to shake them because they, you know, they can roll off and then they spread out. But yeah, I mean, and I have no fear of this thing. I mean, like I said, I do use it very carefully. I don't sit there and scrape on it. I mean, you don't have to because nothing seems to stick to these. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. I'm going to try to flip them. There you go. Nice flip. I need a little salt and pepper on it. And that's another thing. When I put seasoning in here, it doesn't seem to disrupt the cooking and start making things stick. They still don't stick, even with the seasoning in there, which is, you know, kind of pretty incredible as far as I'm concerned. You know, I've had no issues with things sticking at all on this. And again, like I said, I do not wash it in a sink. All I do is wipe it out with a paper towel when I'm done and hang it up. And it's done. So this is my review of the T-fal frying pan. I would definitely recommend it. I'm just amazed how good a cooking job it does. I mean, I'm not a chef or anything, so obviously my skills are not up to par. But I'm very happy with it. Like I said, even when I'm trying to get things out, they just slide around so easily, it's almost hard to get them out of there. I got to chase it. So I shake it a little bit, and that helps me. But yeah, I mean, the food looks good. Pot's great. Like I said, I'll hold on a second. Okay, I just take a paper towel, wipe it out. Everything gets nice and clean. It's hard to do this one-handed, but nonetheless, and that way you're not supposed to put these in water when they're hot anyway. And I just hang it up here, and off she goes. She sits there, and it looks clean. Looks like brand new. I never used it, and I like the fact that the pot's not majorly thick, but it's definitely thicker than my other Teflon, which I hated because it would warp when I was cooking. and I just didn't like it. But this T-fal, man, I would definitely recommend it. So anyway, that's my review, and hope you enjoy it. And if you do, great. Give me a like, a thumbs up, whatever. All right, later.